Well, good morning, good Sunday to you all. Hello, everybody, and welcome to a live stream. We're going to be chatting about Brokeback Mountain. As you can see right over here, we got some Brokeback to talk about. Let me put a pause on that so that YouTube doesn't freak out. Oh, boy. And hello to everyone who's joining. We've got a new video to watch in about 1 hour, but first we're going to be chatting all about Brokeback, the making of, the impact, and how it holds up. 20 years. Can you believe it's been 20, goodness, years? Hello. Who have we got here? Pokeraj, hello. Glad you could join us again. CC Daly, good to see you too. Darren Carlson, good morning. A.W. Shaw, having, you want Gay Sloth Month. I can't wait, frankly. Here's the thing, June should be against the law. It is just too much for 1 month. We should have an entire month of, not an entire month, entire summer. The whole summer. It should be just Gay Pride summer. So we can spread it out. Gays love to spread. And so we should spread the pride out all summer long. Because just cramming it into 1 month, I mean, if there's one thing we like, it's cramming and spreading. That's what we're all about. And we've had too much cramming, not enough spreading. That's my hot take about Brokeback Mountain. But hello to, who else have we got? Michael Dumont, hello, and Mary Death, Kaduku, oh boy, Kaduku Gecko, hello, glad you could make it to a live stream. Mr. Roro, hello. Oh boy, Robbie, and Ring Around the Rosies, Tad Fisher, Jonathan Tad Fisher, Lee P says Pride Month goes by so fast. It is too fast and too much and too hard. Too fast, too much, too hard. That's my film. Let's see. Hello to Claire Lube. Glad you could pop by. Mark Broughtingham, live with Pride every day. Yes, that's the goal. Every day, an entire year. Just, here's the thing, it's like there's so much that happens in June, and it's hard to say no to any of it because June only happens, there's only one June, and if it's all going to be happening this one time, this 1 month out of the year, you got everything going on. It's too much. So that's why we got to spread it out. Liberator Forever, hello to you. Darren Carlson says, oh, hello. Darren Carlson says, Jack, I swear. I know. Oh boy. Yeah, we're going to be getting into all of the specifics. The heartbreak, and the Brokeback heartbreak. Oh, goodness. Hello from Canada, says Fairy Elephant. Hello to you in Canada, a home and native land. Not my native land, but somebody's. G says, I hate to admit that I watched this movie for the first time earlier this year. Good. I'm glad that you caught it. Richard Barger Barger, hello from San Jose. Benjenium says, bonjour. Oh, bonjour to you. Rascal says, Gay Pride Fall, so I don't melt. Oh, Gay Pride Fall. Actually, that sounds pretty good, too. I mean, we've got, what is it, October Gay History Month, so maybe that's the time to, look, June to October, I think that's the time, that's enough time for everything that we've got to do for Pride. And then we can hibernate for a little while and become bears over the winter. Celebrate the bears. Marsha B. Johnson, Harvey Milk paved the way to shake your filth all summer. Shake your filth. Okay. Rave Against the Machine, Gay Pride all summer is what we do in Ireland. Oh, that sounds lovely. M. Frederick says, hello from Chicago. Been a minute since I've been able to join a live stream. Glad you could make it. Hello to you in Chicago. I hope things are going great up there. Thanks as always for joining. Let's see. Topher says, Orlando does parade in October. Works well for birthday celebrations. Oh, well, happy almost your birthday. It's not almost. It's still several months away. But happy lead up to your birthday. This is the beginning of your birthday season. You're entering your birthday season now. June is the warning to everyone that your birthday is coming. Topher. And now we can all start getting ready. Hello from France. Oh, the queer triptych. Bonjour to you. Multiple people checking in from Ireland. That's delightful. Rave Against the Machine. Sending love to France from the U.S. is Lee P. Yes. Happy Pride, says Sampia. Claire Lube. I hate to mention LGBT History Month, the Black History Month, the reverse in the UK. Oh no, so we celebrate in February. Look, here's the thing, is celebrate both. Look, I think October should be queer history and Black history, and so should February. Look, there's, oh no, October approaches, that's great. Look, there's lots of gay Black people, so why shouldn't they have a month that's all about at least two aspects of their identity? You know, make it, I don't know, Secretary's Month and Arborists Month, and, well, okay, now it's getting too busy. Too much. Anyway, gosh, we're here to talk about Brokeback Mountain. Oh, that's a good point. Gay Pride started as a week in 1970. Every time someone complained, we made it a little longer. Now we're up to a month. Not long enough, as far as I'm concerned. Not long enough. It's too exhausting. I enjoyed doing multiple presentations this week. Everything. They packed everyone who wanted me to come and do like gay history presentations. They wanted all the last week of June. And so it was a busy week for me. Who did I talk to? I did a great talk. It was I don't want to say them by name because they didn't say like, oh, you can publicize. There's no shame in it, but they, I don't want to call out a company that brought me in, but several companies brought me in this month to talk about queer history, and that was very nice of them, and I'm glad they did. And one company canceled, and look that. It's up to them. It's up to them if that's what they want to do. But they said, never mind. Okay. Oh, hello to you in New Zealand, says Joshua. A marchant or a marchand. Happy Pride from New York to Star-Lord. Cheers to a lot of you. And Raven Against the Machine has not seen Brokeback Mountain. Well, there will be some spoilers, although the conclusion, basically the back half. I'm not going to spoil the back half, the best half of Brokeback Mountain. So I'm not going to say too much about what happens in the film, but we are going to be talking about it. We're going to be watching my new video about it, which is about a half hour long, in about 50 minutes, 50. When this live stream ends, so we're going to watch the new video here on YouTube, and then we're going to jump over to Twitch, and there will be lots of spoilers there, because we're going to be watching... Actually, there may not be spoilers on that. We're going to be watching some making-of specials that I have not watched. I only came across these very recently, so I didn't have a chance to watch them, so we're going to be watching them together. One is a Logo TV making of Brokeback Mountain special from 2005. A fine vintage. So we're going to be watching that. I'm not sure what it's going to reveal to us, but it'll be something. Also, I got to shout out the wonderful Trevor from the channel Media Processing. Trevor helped a huge amount, did virtually all of the heavy lifting on the edit for this. I did a few little tweaks after, but Trevor's edit on this video is stunning. If you like the videos that I make, I think you'll like Trevor's. Go check out Media Processing, fantastic channel here on YouTube. Trevor has a great video about cats, another great one about Mamma Mia, another about Barbie, some really good stuff. Yeah, good that there's minimal spoilers. My boyfriend and I haven't seen it yet, but really wanted to. Yeah, so no spoilers for the salient details of Brokeback Mountain. Look, we all know the premise. It's some guys up on a mountain looking at sheep. And, everybody called it the gay cowboy movie. And I don't want to be too much of a pedant about it, but they're not cowboys, they're shepherds. Look, what's the big deal? What's the difference? I feel like people who are in that world, like ranchers, I feel like for them it would be a big deal to say, like, cowboy, when you're not really a cowboy. I don't know what the equivalent would be. I don't know if you're a painter and somebody calls you a dancer. I don't know. Is that equivalent? Whatever. So they're not cowboys, but everybody called it the gay cowboy movie, and, the cow was out of the barn, and there was no going back. So we just all called it the gay cowboy movie, and that's what it was. But anyway, so it's these gay cowboys who aren't really cowboys up on a mountain, and there's some gay love, and then it's the 1960s when the movie starts, and it's a little difficult. It's a little tricky to have some gay love at that point. Raven Against the Machine says Shepherds is much hotter. I don't know. I feel like this may be an American thing. There is a lot of cultural baggage around the cowboy as a mythic figure. And I don't think, obviously, Ireland has people who ride horses, but I think the American West cowboy is sort of an icon in a way that other countries, I don't know what the equivalent would be in, like, Ireland or... or in the UK, or in France, or in lots of other places like New Zealand. Actually, no, I take that back. There's lots of ranching in New Zealand. I know that that's true because there was that movie about the monster sheep from New Zealand a couple of years ago. Anyway, what was that movie? It was called like Sheared or Fluff Wool Fluff. No, it wasn't that. Just Ba. I don't remember the name of it. Anyway. Hello from Las Vegas, says Cindy. Hello. Speaking of out west, hello to Las Vegas. A.W. Shaw says, is this a gay or cowboy movie? The Power of the Dog, because that film was not nearly gay enough. This film is very gay. Joe Farrelly says they're comparable to samurai in Japan. I'm not sure about that, because here's the thing, is the samurai were very lone, right? Like, they were very, kind of a soldier of fortune doing their own thing? Or am I thinking of... No, that's Ronin. Never mind. Black Sheep. Thank you, Rave Against the Machine. That's the one. Black Sheep. God's Own Country is also kind of about gay shepherds, says Mr. Crossing. I have not seen that one. Have you seen God's Own Country with gay shepherds? Yeah, a lot of people ask about God's Own Country, set in Yorkshire, called the British... Oh, that's right. Yes. Okay, yes. No, I do remember that. The British Brokeback came out just a few years later. Yes. Yes. Yeah, and somebody was pointing out earlier in the chat that this is going to be from Logo pre-Drag Race, which certainly it was a very different time. Let me see if I can just find that. Where is it? So we'll just take a little peek at it. Let's see here. Logo movie special Brokeback Mountain. So here it is. This is just a little peek.
Brokeback Mountain is a fresh take on the great American love story.
Two guys living together, no way.
Action!
There's a little sneak peek at the making of Brokeback.
Director Ang Lee has Heath Ledger and Jake Gyllenhaal going where few Hollywood leading men have gone before.
It's nobody's business but ours.
I'm always looking for films that go after an emotional journey.
I always like to try and bare my soul a little bit.
What? So Heath Ledger was the only person on the film who had actually worked on a ranch before. In Australia, he worked on a ranch, and so he didn't need a lot of training. One of the animal trainers for the film did, like, you know, cowboy boot camp basically for everybody. And Heath did not need a lot of work because this is just stuff that he had done in his life. Okay, so I'm looking at what we've got here. There's a lot of yeah. Annie, there. Some behind the scenes. There they are up the mountain. Look at that film, real film, actual film. Look at that, getting your fingers in there in the magazine, touching the celluloid. This is the thing. Is like. This is a movie that looks like a movie. Movies just don't look like movies anymore. They look like Disney sitcoms. Like, everything looks so slick and samey and flat and smooth. And this is a movie that just looks like a movie. And I miss that. Look at that. I mean, obviously this is downscaled for standard def television of the early 2000s, but still.
Ang Lee is great at getting these performances, I think, because he's...
Oh, here's the other thing that's crazy about this film, is how many... It's kind of accidentally a superhero movie because so many of the people in this movie went on to do superhero films. Linda Cardellini is the voice of, I forget who, from Guardians of the Galaxy. She's the voice of an otter or something from Guardians of the Galaxy. Heath Ledger, obviously, is the jokester. Jake Gyllenhaal was Mysterio, I believe. And what's his name from Stranger Things? Harbour. David Harbour? Is that his name? David Harbour? That sounds wrong, but I think that maybe it's not wrong. Anyway, the guy from Stranger Things, he's in this as well. There are so many superhero people. Anne Hathaway. Has Anne Hathaway done a superhero movie? Oh, and she's in Hawkeye. Really? And wait, is she Velma? Oh, and she's also in Legally Blonde. I don't know if that's maybe stretching things to call that one a superhero film. Okay, David Harbour. Thank you. Whew. So anyway, there's just a lot of superheroes in this one. I don't think so. Michelle Williams is in as well. Has Michelle Williams done a superhero? I don't think she has. There she is. Look at this.
Keith took care of not only himself, but everybody around him, making sure that everybody had a creative environment to work.
Now, this was when Michelle Williams and Heath Ledger were just getting together as a couple. They fell in love during the making of Brokeback Mountain. Michelle Williams she fractured her knee or dislocated her knee or something while they were filming like a sledding scene, and Heath went with her to the hospital, and they got very close, etc. Oh, Anne Hathaway was Catwoman? Was she? Was that Anne Hathaway? I know the Halle Berry one. When was she a Catwoman? I mean, I'm very happy for her. Was she really Anne Hathaway Catwoman? Look at that. Look at that. There she is. In The Dark Knight Rises. All right, shows how much you know. She was the superhero Jen on Dawson's Creek, sure. Was Michelle Williams in the Venom movies? No, was she? Michelle Williams Venom? Oh my God! Wait, was she? You're kidding me. You're kidding me. Nope. Okay, nope, there she is. Yeah, Michelle Williams was in a Venom. Okay, so she wasn't exactly a superhero, but doesn't Venom don't they get slimy together at some point? I could have sworn they have a moment where she's Venomed. Maybe I'm misremembering, but I think doesn't she? Anyway. So it's just there's a lot of superheroes going on in here. It's weird. It's just weird. Oh, M. Frederick says, Michelle Williams played the homophobic cheerleader friend, but I'm a cheerleader. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. So James and I were just looking at But I'm a Cheerleader the other day because, what were we doing? Oh, we were watching Jinx Monsoon on Drag Race. We were watching like a compilation of Jinx Monsoon's Drag Race moments, and she does a, I can't believe I forgot her name. What's her name? Natasha Lyonne. She does a Natasha Lyonne snatch game. And she says something like, "Yeah, we were in that picture together, Rue. What was I? Don't tell Mom the babysitter's gay." And so that was But I'm a Cheerleader, which Natasha Lyonne is in. And James was like, "Wait, that was Natasha Lyonne?" Because she's such a baby. She's such a baby in that. But hold on, Natasha Lyonne in Cheerleader. Let's see here. Where? Is she? The thing is she's... Oh, here we go. The first 10 minutes. The first 10 minutes of the film. Why not? So we're going to switch on over to... Oh, boy. If ever there was a Hey, It's the 90s film, this is such a Hey... Oops. Nope, that's not what I want. This is such a Hey, It's the 90s film. Oh, my God. Don't look at how many tabs I have. Too many. Skipping ahead. Here she is. Look at how tiny. Look at how young. Look at how blonde.
Aren't you excited? It's playoffs.
Yeah, whatever.
And you can barely hear the Natasha Lyonne accent there. But it's coming. It's good. There's Bud Cort and the wonderful Mink Stoll, of course. Wait, was that Michelle Williams? No, that was Natasha. There she is.
Meet you outside.
Look at that. Just a few years before she's Brokebackin'. Yeah, I keep tabs on everyone. That's a nice way to put it.
Don't you hate it when they do that?
I think it's fun.
Maybe he just doesn't do it right.
You can kind of hear it. Like I thought she was trying intentionally to do a Columbo impression in Poker Face, but no, that's just how they talk. Maybe I'm just not doing it right. She's just always talked like Columbo.
See ya. Bye.
I want Natasha Lyonne to say one more. I think she does say one more thing on an episode of Poker Face.
Zoning, I guess.
Let's see. Here we go. I just want to hear her talk. I want to hear the Natasha voice.
Jared, why are we going so slow?
Sorry. Zoning, I guess.
Hi, Megan. My name is Mike.
There he is.
Your parents and your friends want to have a conversation with you.
There he is, fresh-faced baby RuPaul.
I'm here to help facilitate that dialogue. So why don't we start by sitting down and making ourselves comfortable? How would that be?
Jordan says maybe she could do a gender swap Columbo remake. I mean, that is basically what Poker Face is.
Would you like to start the conversation?
Megan, we love you.
So there he is. The dad is Bud Cort, a.k.a. Harold from Harold and Maude, looking very different.
Love you. And lately we've become concerned about certain behaviors. We're afraid you're being influenced by a way of thinking.
Maidenless Jessup Chaos says, my 13-year-old is waiting so patiently, wants to see today's episode. Essay? Yes, coming in 38 minutes. 38 minutes. Starts at noon Pacific. Noon Pacific.
Do you remember the woman?
In the meantime, we're
We're
taking a side jaunt.
I myself.
It is bizarre how little Natasha Lyonne talks in this film.
Heal them.
What tendencies? Why would you think I'm a...
You've been trying to make us eat this tofu.
In diet, watch for a switch to vegetarianism.
You don't have any pictures of guys in your locker?
Oh, this the incriminating zoom. There we go. There's a brief moment of Michelle Williams before we get to see her. Let's see, where is she in Brokeback? Where is she? There she is. Barely. Hold on. We're gonna jump back over to Brokeback Mountain. There she is. Tiny a little cuddle from Michelle Williams.
Performances, I think, because he's so specific.
Playback, please. Checking the gate. He doesn't say too much.
Checking the gate. Oh my goodness! Back in the days when you had to check the gate. That's basically making sure that the film was going through the camera correctly.
When he does, it's somewhat kind of poetic and profound.
He's sort of a non-verbal communicator. I remember him holding my hand a lot.
So there she is, Michelle Williams, fresh off of But I'm a Cheerleader and into Brokeback Mountain.
Or looking in my eyes and sort of making faces, but there weren't really a lot of words exchanged.
We see very little of Jake in that tank top, unfortunately.
We were rehearsing for one of our scenes together, and Aang goes, you know, you go together like milk and water. And he was like, oh yeah, beautiful, totally. And I was like, what does that mean? I have no idea what that means.
So, impressively, Anne Hathaway does a lot of her own horseback riding in this. When they auditioned, they asked her, when she auditioned for Brokeback Mountain, she was doing Princess Diaries 2 at the time. She snuck away from not snuck away, like she went to lunch. It wasn't like she went missing, but she went to lunch from Brokeback Mountain. Nope, she went to lunch from Princess Diaries 2. Across the Universal lot, they were shooting at Universal, and she goes across the lot to meet with Ang Lee to audition for Brokeback Mountain, still in Princess Diaries hair and makeup, big towering cascading hair, which kind of works for like the Texas hair that she's got for the film. Anyway, so she goes and auditions, and they're like, "Oh, and you can ride a horse, right? The character has to ride a horse," and she's like, "Sure, no problem." I mean, she had done some gentle trots around Central Park on horseback, not just by herself. And so she had to learn how to ride a horse very fast for this film. Oh, that's a good question. Nash says, we'll be doing a video on King of the Hill revival. That is an interesting question. Did not have that on my agenda, but there's nothing to say that I'm not allowed to. So, yeah, maybe. I haven't... Here's the thing, is I don't have a ton to say about King of the Hill, but... maybe I could. I'd have to think about that. I didn't realize that the revival is coming that soon. In August, huh? That's a maybe. That's a maybe. Yeah, Princess of Genovia can do it all. If only Julie Andrews was in Brokeback Mountain. What role would Julie Andrews play in Brokeback Mountain? She'd be the bear that scares Heath Ledger off his horse. Look at all those sheep.
While Jake was off scaring the sheep, Heath had issues with a baby bear who just couldn't stay in the moment.
Some of the sheep in the film are actually CG. Because they weren't allowed to bring a lot of sheep up onto the mountain. They shot in Canada, and there were some rules about because it's a protected wildlife area, you couldn't bring that many sheep up onto the mountain, and so they had to augment the flock of sheep with digital sheep.
There's a scene where I come riding around on the horse, and there's a little baby black bear sitting in the middle of the creek.
Baby,
to, like,
it looks large.
And kind of roar, and it would just sit there and lick its lips.
Hello, John Paul Jones. Glad you could make it.
It wasn't easy, but Aang's cast and crew managed.
They spent a lot of time trying to get, like, Aang wanted shots of the sheep, like, drinking out of the stream. It turns out sheep don't drink out of streams. So sheep drink, like, they'll drink still water, but they won't drink running water for some reason. So they're just, like, waiting for the sheep to drink from the stream. And finally someone's like, they don't actually do that.
To survive the pesky animals, the uphill climbs, and the boredom.
The boredom?
Yes,
is that Ang Lee on the
bowl?
bowl?
Hard, but we're making movies, so it's not all bad.
It's okay, not very sexy. Can we do it again?
Not very sexy. Can we do it again? Oh, he was making fun of Ang Lee on the ride of the bull. I want to see if do they talk more about the compu sheep?
He took care of not only himself, but everybody around him.
Raven Against the Machine says, yeah, sheep will eat everything in about 10 minutes, making it do you mean making it a dessert? Or does both, really? GQ says, where was the movie filmed? Alberta, Canada.
Everybody had a creative environment to work in.
In Canada.
I ain't afraid.
Jake Gyllenhaal's an actor's actor. When you act with him, he really is there to...
Anne Hathaway and those bangs. Those are the Devil Wears Prada bangs. Wait a minute. Are you wearing the Devil Wears Prada bangs? Yeah, I am.
When you need to be pushed.
It was like a partnership. She was a great teammate. Like, totally great teammate.
Yeah, Yelling Hayfire, I'm aware there are a bunch of gay episodes. There's actually a really lovely one about Peggy being mistaken for a drag queen that actually has a lot of heart and is very sweet. I was just thinking about Saturday Night Live. Now, Saturday Night Live did not have any gay cast members for a long time. Like, it was just like a drought, a desert/dessert. It was a desert for anything queer for so long, for basically 85 to like 2007 or so. And how other shows were so much braver than Saturday Night Live in having queer comedy and queer episodes. Not like punching down at gays, but like episodes where the gay characters were like the ones telling the jokes and not the butt of the joke. And King of the Hill is such a great example. Multiple episodes like that. A show ostensibly that is, it has a lot of the aesthetic of being for a rather conservative Southern Texas audience. And yet they've got an episode that's really got a lot of heart with people who are gender nonconforming, like in the middle of the 90s, when, you know, a show like Saturday Night Live, I think, is being kind of cowardly and running scared from gays.
Although they all made it look easy, the Brokeback team had to deal with some challenging obstacles.
Watch your lens there, guys.
Obstacles? What was that accent? Hold on a second. Challenging obstacles?
She was a great teammate, like a totally great teammate.
Although they all made it look easy, the Brokeback team had to deal with some challenging obstacles.
Obstacles? Can anyone identify that accent? That's so interesting. How queer was Mad TV, says Darren Carr? Not very. I don't recall it being particular. There was one, was it Seth Meyers' brother, whose name I've forgotten, who did like kind of a gayish character? I want to say like, I can't remember what the character did. But I want to say Seth Meyers' brother. It's definitely not transatlantic. Actually, well, it's a little Baltimore, isn't it? It's got kind of that O of the Baltimore, made famous by, what's her name on 30 Rock.
Watch your lens there, guys.
I mean, we shot at like the highest point in Alberta.
Isn't that beautiful, though? Look at how gorgeous that mountain is.
I guess it's easier for the actors because we just sit around and shit.
That's interesting. Saxolotti says, I guess you can't expect much from the SNL era that made the character Pat. Boy, oh boy, Pat has such a complicated legacy. And Julie Sweeney, who's the actress who who created Pat, has really had a really thoughtful response to like how well the character ages or doesn't age, and how the character's been embraced in a really strange way by a lot of other comedians, gender nonconforming comedians today. There's a great documentary that I haven't seen yet, so I don't know if it's great, but everybody who's seen it says that it's great. So I'm vicariously endorsing it, I guess. A well-reviewed documentary about how Pat, the character, as maybe let's say unenlightened as that character in the sketches were, how it actually was kind of helpful, and how it's been kind of embraced, warts and all, by a lot of gender nonconforming comedians today. Anyway, oh my god, a transatlantic sounds like a good name for a drag bar. That's actually very good. Oh, Romeo and Michelle, the accent was a little Mira Sorvino. Interesting. I don't know. Maybe. I cannot picture Mira Sorvino's accent.
I'm sure it was really tough for the crew lugging all the equipment and stuff.
We spent a lot
Oh god, yeah, I didn't even think about that. Like bringing all that equipment up onto the mountain. Yikes.
of time waiting, sitting there alone. I think it really helped the movie and helped the performances.
While Heath and Jake...
That is a lot of sheep. Too many sheep, frankly. So anyway, we're going to be watching more of this little making of, and we've got a lot of other making ofs. Like, we got one here we go, on the, like, learning to ride the horses. Like, oh, and we got a special all about Jake Gyllenhaal wearing this tank top. We're going to be watching that on Twitch after the video premieres. What else have we got? We've got a whole thing about Ang Lee's directing process.
With the correct analysis.
That's Jane Seamus, who was the head of Focus Features at that time. Who's and also Ang Lee's real creative partner. He wrote James Seamus wrote The Ice Storm, among other things. What else have we got? Oh, and of course, if y'all are interested on Twitch, we can watch the 78th Academy Awards. There it is. This is the one where Brokeback Mountain lost. Unfortunately, I got to figure out, if we're going to watch that, I got to figure out how to isolate the audio channels, because there's like 6 different audio channels of different languages, and when I play them in Media Player, they all want to play at the same time.
Thank you so much.
Actually, it sounds like it's just Russian. Okay, so it's dubbed over in Russian. I can mute that channel, and you can hear the English version, but I'm not sure how to do it in Media Player. I do actually just want to show you the opening to the 78th Academy Awards. This is the one where Brokeback was up for a whole bunch of different ones. Look at how like early 2000s CG this is. It is so of its time. Histrionic wants me to pronounce obstacles in my own accent. Obstacles. Yeah, well, now I'm self-conscious about it. Obstacle course. Obstacles. There's too many obstacles. That's how I would say it. But I feel like the woman in that making of was like obstacles. Oh, Casey says, what did it lose to? Oh, well, no spoilers. We shall see. I'll talk about it extensively in my video that's coming up in 27 minutes. Whee! There you go, Hollywood. You know, you recognize Hollywood. That's what it looks like. All those bridges, the Golden Gate Bridge, how the Golden Gate Bridge leads into the Empire State Building in Hollywood. Sydney Opera House right there, and the pyramids, and the amphitheater, the Taj Mahal, and Eiffel Tower. It's all there in Hollywood.
Toto? I have a feeling we're not in Kansas anymore.
Boy, why was she mixed so trebly? Jeez. Oh no, the Russian voice dubbing over all the famous movie lines. All right, great. I love it. Perfect. Actually, that is very funny. Do you see like the T-Rex pushing over the Leaning Tower of Pisa? Watch him in the background. Watch, there he is. So, Leaning Tower of Pisa, upright, T-Rex, get out of the way. That's actually kind of funny. I like that Clint Eastwood was just like, what are you doing? Get out of here. Thank God they didn't colorize the black and white clips. Also, I love, because it's 2005, 2006, like, there's such a mix of, like, classic Hollywood and stuff in the last, like, 2 years. So there's, like, Moulin Rouge right there. And Spider-Man. You know, like, these are good movies. Like, we remember Moulin Rouge and Spider-Man pretty well.
You read too many comic books.
Ooh, the audio is so weird.
Ты читал слишком много комиксов. Some people just got faces that stick in your mind.
They really should have had Brando talking to. So you've got Brando from. That wasn't Streetcar. What was some people got faces that stick in your mind. What film is that from? Anyway, they should have had him talking to. Oh my lord, Jimmy. I want to call him Jimmy Cagney. That's not his name. From Rebel Without a Cause. What's the name of the guy in Rebel Without a Cause? Oh, it's On the Waterfront. Thank you. Rebel Without a Cause, starring Sal Mineo and James Spader. Yep, James Spader from Rebel Without a Cause. No, oh no, why can't I remember his name? It's not Jimmy Stewart, it's not Jimmy Durante, although he would have been great. You read too many comic books, kid. James Dean! Oh, fuck. Why was that? Why was that so hard for me? Oh my goodness. James Dean. You know, the guy with the sausages. The Incredibles down there.
Live from the Kodak Theater at Hollywood and Highland, Los Angeles, California.
Anyway, just wanted to show you this, like, I think it actually is it's a pretty good opening sequence. This actually won an Emmy, which is kind of funny, that the Oscars won an Emmy the next year. This won an Emmy for best opening sequence special presentation or something like that, some weird Emmy category. It was probably a Schmemmy. So there's the Emmys that you watch on television, but then there's this other class of Emmys that are in the industry affectionately called the Schmemmys because they aren't broadcast. It's just like, they're more technical awards. So anyway, I think it won a Schmemmy. Yeah, R.I.P. Kodak, yeah.
Invites you to
Академия кинематографических искусств и наук приглашает вас на 78-ю церемонию.
I know, well, I don't like to look at the chat when I'm trying to remember a name because then I'll get it right away. Yes, Jimmy Dean, the sausage guy, star of Rebel Without a Cause, our favorite. James Dean. We all remember James Dean, star of Giant, Rebel Without a Cause.
Gave you Rolf.
Gave us Rolf the dog, famously, on his on the James Dean variety show. And now he's known for his sausages and his salad dressing, the James Dean salad dressing that he makes with Paul Newman. Casey says, this won something? It did. Look, putting this in time, this is, it is technically an impressive achievement. Like 2005, this is just a few years after Forrest Gump, where I think Forrest Gump is in this sequence at some point. This is just a few years, rotoing stuff out of classic films and rotoing stuff into classic films, that's kind of a new phenomenon, kind of a new thing. Rave Against the Machine says, why is it dubbed in Russian? Because that is the highest picture quality that I could get. There are versions of this that are online that are very low res. But this version, good picture quality. Unfortunately, it's got an extra audio track with Russian. Anyway, there's the Spider-Man. Oh, here he is. Here comes Jimmy Dean.
Reading too many comic books.
I read too many comic books.
Читал слишком много комиксов.
Oh, some people just got faces that stick in your mind.
There he is. Oh, Clark Gable. Oh, my God. I should do a video where I just talk about the movies that we're referencing in this opening. Anyway, yes, the salad dressing and sausage are different James Dean. Yes, James Dean Martin. James Dean Martin, famous for his roasts, his sausage roasts. James Dean Martin, member of the Brat Pack, famously in all those Howard Hughes films in the 1980s. Those great Howard Hughes teen comedies of the 1980s. Jim Decker says, why are we watching AI Clark Gable? Yes, James Dean Martin and Rowan. Yeah, that's right. James Dean, the actor, has been not alive for decades. He lives on in our hearts. Anyway, so these were the Oscars where... Oh, my God. Oh, wait. Was that Jake presenting?
Dead. Perlman was finger syncing during that number.
Ganzas.
Here we go. Yes, James Steve Martin and father of the Rebel Without a Cause. Yes. Oh, listen to that score. It really is a good... That's a Brokeback Mountain score. It's really good.
They're called epics, extravaganzas.
Oh, Jake! Why didn't anyone straighten your bow tie? Oh, he looks like a little boy ring bearer at a wedding. Oh, somebody should have just been like, oh, hold on, before you go out. Oh, poor little guy.
Spectacles. Films so big and powerful that they keep audiences spellbound from opening scene to closing credit. West Side Story, Star Wars, Ben-Hur. You can't properly watch these on a television set, and good luck trying to enjoy them on a portable DVD.
On a portable... Oh, a portable DVD player, I guess is what he means? Oh no, this is so painfully awkward.
Our tribute to these classics was created, like many of the other short films tonight, by Academy Award winner Chuck Workman. As you watch, it's pretty clear. If you're gonna have a larger-than-life hero and story, there's no place to see them except on the big screen.
He is clearly getting this for the first time. He, reading this off the prompt, he has never seen these words before. This poor little man. Anyway, there's little Jake doing his tribute to, I guess, cinematography? Anyway, Jon Stewart was the host that year. Pretty good. Oh, wait, did we miss Busy Phillips? Was Busy Phillips in there somewhere? Hold on. Go back. Oh, no. Oh, we can't miss a Busy Phillips. Surely is that, just off to the side. Oh my God, in the slightest corner of the screen. You're absolutely right, Darren Carr. You're absolutely right. She's right. That's Busy Phillips, right on the side, right? Right? Inknose says, have I seen that was one of many, the Back to the Future / Brokeback Mountain trailer edit. Yeah, there were tons of those. Brokeback Mountain was, I talk about this a little bit in the video that you're going to watch in 18 minutes. There was a lot of comedy that came out of Brokeback Mountain, a lot of jokes about Brokeback Mountain. And, I had really mixed feelings about it at the time because everybody wanted to, it was like a short, like you could just say Brokeback and people would laugh. Like you wouldn't even have to tell a joke. You just say Brokeback and people would like laugh. Because it was like a little taboo, it was a little naughty, it was, it's the gay cowboy movie, tee-hee. And so there was a lot of like funny stuff that came out of the movie. It's a very serious film, but it was people I think dealt with their discomfort by making funny stuff, and that was one of them. This weird mashup of Brokeback Mountain and Back to the Future. They open the Oscars with a joke. Let's see if we can find it here. Oh boy, there's also a Mel Brooks joke that does not age well. Okay, so
General Motors.
Yeah, A.W. Shaw said, people in 2005 concerned that portable DVD players were coming to the film industry. Very funny. Yeah, I know. If they had any idea what was about to happen with phones.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome your host for the 78th annual...
Oh, no, the Russian voice. I'm sorry about the Russian voice. I do not know how to disable that audio channel. I'm just looking at like properties, video settings, cast of speed. Like I do not know how to disable that audio channel, so we're just gonna have to live with it.
Поприветствуйте ведущего 78-й церемонии Оскара господина.
So anyway, there's this whole gag about like past Oscar hosts who are refusing to host the Oscars this year.
Билли Кристалла. Извините, я немного занят. Я, честно говоря, тоже занят.
Wait, hold on a second. Oscars. Do I have a better... Russian, English, MTV Awards. 78th Academy... Let me see if this works better. Oh wait, okay. I think this one works a little better. You can see it's not quite as high res.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome your host for the 78th Annual Academy Awards, Mr. Billy Crystal.
Oh, I can't do it right now. I'm busy.
I'm busy too.
A little ironic, he played a gay character on Soap, famously, as made famous by my book. Could you turn on subtitles to Jennifer Reynolds? Unfortunately, no. There are no subtitles.
Ladies and gentlemen, your host, Mr. Steve Martin.
Not this year. This year I'm going to spend more time with the kids. So they don't grow up weird.
I like that the dog is also wearing a wig. It's a good touch. Hard to see.
Please welcome your host, Ms. Whoopi Goldberg.
Oh, hell no.
I like that they couldn't even get her on a set, really. They just had to go to literally whatever hotel she was staying at.
Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. David Letterman.
Sorry, I would really love to, but I can't. I need to spend more time with Steve Martin's kids. So they don't grow up weird.
Please welcome Mr. Mel Gibson.
This makes no sense. What is he doing here? Why include him in this? I guess it was probably promotion for this film he was making? A not joke.
Thank you for selecting Mr. Moviephone to host the Academy Awards. Mr. Moviephone is uninterested.
Anyway, then we get to Jon Stewart hosting the Academy Awards. Good for him. Torden, that was slightly before, I think. Still doesn't age great, one way or the other. Still, bit of a jump scare to see him waiting for us there. Anyway, so that was kind of the climate, and so we have Brokeback Mountain, is it's kind of like the elephant in the room this year at the Oscars. It is a big deal that's not, first of all, it's a big deal that's been made at all. Second, it's up for a whole bunch of awards, including Best Picture. I think it was up for Best Supporting, Best Adapted Screenplay, Best Score, and Best Director, and Best Picture. If I'm remembering all of them correctly. So it's a big deal that it's it is the movie everyone's talking about. It's the controversial one. It's the one that is like, oh my god, can you believe that this movie, this gay cowboy movie, is up for awards? Same year as Munich and Crash and what else? Oh, Capote. Capote's also up that year. And I don't think it was nominated for Best Picture, but it was the same year as Transamerica with Felicity Huffman. There is some transphobic jokes, unfortunately, in the Oscar ceremony that year, just to kind of set it in time. Like, we're still telling transphobic jokes in award shows.
But I have to say, I'm from New York, and I've been out here a week, and I have had a great time. I really mean that. And a lot of people say that this town is too liberal, out of touch with mainstream America, an atheistic pleasure dome.
Sounds good to me.
A modern-day beachfront Sodom and Gomorrah, a moral black hole where innocence is obliterated in an endless orgy of sexual gratification and greed. I don't really have a joke here. I just thought you should know a lot of people are saying that.
Oh boy, and it's so hard to tell with Jon Stewart. Like, when is the discomfort legitimate discomfort? Yeah, Jon Stewart was funny. The audience is dead. Like, Munich was up there as well. Yeah. Why did Crash win since Casey? That is a question many people have been asking for 2 decades. Like, literally for 20 years, people that have been asking that question, including Paul Haggis, the director of Crash. I don't want to give away too much about this video that you're about to see that I made, but oh wait, to enable live caption on Windows, press Win Control L. Okay, hold on, Windows Control L. This isn't gonna like delete my registry, is it? Oh my god. Do you want to set up live captions? Sure. No. Oh wait, it's gonna appear on my screen. That's going to caption myself for me. I don't know if you're going to be able to see it. Ready to show live captions in English. It says, okay. Let's see.
I've been to the parties. There you go.
Yeah, okay, so hold on.
Now you're talking.
So it is showing me captions. I don't know if I can show them to you. Hold on a second. Can I show them to you? Is it? Oh, wait a minute.
Obviously, one last thing I want to mention, the elephant in the room.
Okay, so that gray bar at the top of the screen that you're looking at right there, for me, that's showing captions, but for you, it's showing nothing. So I will work on this. I will work on improving the captionability of the live streams, but it is not functional
movie that everybody
for streaming, unfortunately.
Was talking about this year. Of course, we're talking about Brokeback Mountain. I have no problem with gay themes. There were a lot of them this year. Let's face facts.
Oh wait, who were you in an AOL live chat? I was in the 1998 AOL live chat with her for her Believe album. Wait, for Cher? Or like who's... Cher was the Believe album, right? Did she do an AOL live chat?
I mean, for God's sakes, the boxing movie was called Cinderella Man. I mean, there's a lot of gay themes.
Darren Carr says the YouTube stream captions seem pretty functional for me. Okay, so you may be able to turn captions on for yourself on your end.
Tarnishes the noble Western tradition. Rugged men who represent the heterosexual ideal.
I was. Cher. Oh my God, that's lovely.
I'm sorry, I just feel like there's nothing remotely gay about the classic Hollywood Westerns.
And you know, everybody laughs because they know like Jon Stewart is sarcastic about everything, and so what are we setting up? We're setting up a clip show. They're basically doing the Daily Show here.
Mind if I look at your Winchester?
So this was broadcast. This was part of the Oscars broadcast where they just like put together a clip reel of the gayest moments in cowboy movies.
Real pretty. Mm-hmm. Nice, awful nice.
I mean, that is just gay.
Suppose if I tangled with him, I'd have to take you on too.
I'll have you spread eagled on a wagon wheel.
There he is, Paul James Newman. of the salad dressing and Dean Martin roasts and everyone's favorite little snack morsel.
But Ramon, whatever happens, this is strictly between you and me and the horse, right?
Oh, there's Jimmy Dean. Oh, come back to the five and dime, Jimmy Dean. Stop stroking that horse's ass. Yeah, Monty Clift. Good old Monty. What I love about this montage is that it was clearly put together by people who do love these films. Like, you have to know these films so well to know how to basically Kuleshov together all of this subtext. Like, you know, because a lot of this stuff, some of it is a little gay on its own, but a lot of this stuff is only gay because of the juxtaposition with other films, and so it is so well assembled.
I don't know why you thought you had to come say goodbye.
Goodbye that I have in mind will take a little more room than we have in here.
Look at this perfect three-shot, by the way, with Heath and Michelle and Jake behind them. Jake, even there, his bow tie's on crooked. Come on.
Yeah.
Yes, Paul James D. Newman, star of Cat on a Hot Tin, Rebel Without a Cause, with Anne Hathaway as Cat Lady. Who's Jake with?
Yeah. That's how they used to make them. Not really sure what my point was about that, but I will say this. Charlton Heston is cut. Guy looks like he's been lifting 20 commandments.
That's kind of a good joke. What was I going to say? Oh, yeah, Charlton Heston is cut. Like, for just a moment, I was like, was that a cut versus uncut joke? No, he's muscular. That's true. He's a handsome guy who's looking at the bow tie. That's a good point, Kaboom Box. At least it's a real bow tie, as far as we know. Maybe it's one of those clip-on crooked bow ties. When we were putting together, James and I were like assembling, clips and research and B-roll and stuff like that for this video that you're about to watch in 6 minutes. Oh boy. Ooh. And we found so many, I'll talk about this more on Twitch. We found so many weird photo shoots with Jake Gyllenhaal. Heath Ledger as well, but mostly with Jake. There were some really strange Jake Gyllenhaal photos that we found. I'll show you some of that on when we go over to Twitch. There's going to be foot stuff. Anyway, so, as I was saying, in 5 minutes, my new video is about to premiere. This is the point at which I start to get all sweaty and nervous that there's going to be something wrong with it, but there never is. It's always good. I just get nervous for no reason. So in 5 minutes, I'm going to wrap up this live stream. It should automatically send you over to the premiere of the new video. We're going to watch the premiere together in the chat. It'll be lovely. And then we're going to hop on over to twitch.tv/Matt Baum, and we're going to watch some more of the Oscars, some more Oscar fun. We're going to watch some more of the making of stuff. Who knows? Maybe we'll watch some more But I'm a Cheerleader. We'll watch some more of Jake Gyllenhaal's bow tie being crooked, among other things, and maybe a few clips of Jake and Bubble Boy, his other great film from around this time. Anyway, so that's the plan. Also, if it doesn't send you automatically to the premiere of the new video, it should be in the in the description. There's a link to it in the description. So anyway, oh no, and Ginger Fox says YouTube didn't alert me. I missed the pre-premiere. You gotta hit that all notifications. Everybody, take a moment right now, hit the subscribe, hit the all notifications bell, because sometimes it does the algorithm thing where it's like, I'm YouTube and I know best what you want to know. And you gotta be like, no algorithm, I am a human being and I am better than you. So that's why you gotta hit that notification bell and say all notifications, not just the notifications for the for whatever the algorithm decides you should watch. So anyway, we're going to be watching the new thing in just a few moments, and then we're going to go over to Twitch, and if you want even more, head over to Patreon, and over on Patreon I've been posting bonus videos with lots more stuff about the making of, a lot of the comedy, like late night comics making fun of Brokeback Mountain or making jokes about Brokeback Mountain. So I've got a video about that coming, and what else? Oh, and some stories about, so there's a really interesting story about Annie Proulx. I don't know if it's Proulx or Proulx. I said Proulx in the video. I think it might be Proulx. Anyway, Annie Proulx, who wrote the story, had kind of a fight with Ang Lee about where some scenes would go and a change that Ang Lee made to one of their hookup scenes in the film. So anyway, posting all that stuff over on Patreon. So, oh, and thank you, Valentin Valentines, following on Twitch. Lovely. So yeah, check on over to patreon.com/mattbaum and you'll get lots of bonus videos. Okie dokie. Let's wrap this up. We're gonna head on over to the premiere of the new video. We're gonna watch that, and then we're gonna jump on over to Twitch to watch even more stuff. Folks, thank you so much for joining me for this. What a hoot! I love spending these live streams with you, and I will see you in just a moment over on the premiere of the new film. Actually, you know, here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna post a link to it in the chat just so that you got it in the chat, and you can click on that. Here we go. Get shareable link. New video premiere. Yay! All right, there it is. All right, folks, I will see you over at that link in 2 shakes of a lamb's tail up on a mountain. Okay, see you soon. All right, everybody, bye. There we go.
We're not in Kansas anymore.
Dad, I'm walking here!